Hello and welcome to yet another episode from Maza Bitcoin. Just a quick video. I haven't done a video in a long time. Hope everybody's well. Um, been kind of ill, so please excuse me if I'm not as quick in the mind as I hope to be. I'd like to say that I want it to be pointed out that in the very macro view of humanity and human history, there's no denying that all war and really bad things that come to humanity has always been from the control or the pursuit of control. Usually the maintenance, the maintaining of control, the maintaining of control of the monetary system. And that's what we're seeing now. And that's why there's a war against humans and this force, rapacious force to get us to all accept a shot in our arm, which I'm not allowed to say. And this is because of the control of the monetary system, and they're losing that control. And why are they losing the control? They're losing the control not from other governments, but they're losing that control through people. So the war is against people. It's like if you research World War II, you see that to make a real common example, Dolph, the guy that ruled Germany, the Nazi party, he wanted to let the Germans come back from Poland, and they were just shooting all these Germans trying to get to Germany from Polish reclaimed German land, and so he pulled off the blitzkrieg against the Polish people. Fuck. What I'm trying to say is, well, he didn't want war. Very few people know this, and if you need proof of that, you just need to study. Hitler never wanted war. Hitler took back land that was taken from Germany after World War I. And the banks, the people who run the banks, they couldn't stand this. And so the war against Germany was in a very absolute way. It was a war from Judea, which they referred to as the bankers, against Germany. Germany pulled itself out of their own Great Depression after World War I, and he removed them from the banking cartel. He removed the dependence of the monetary system from the bankers, and then the German economy recovered completely. And hence he was Time Magazine's Man of the Year in 1938. This for good reason, because he saved Germany from a depression and loss of faith in themselves. And you'll see the Americans are doing the same thing. They were better off under Trump. Obviously, the economy was a lot stronger, and Trump knew that he could do roughly the same thing that Hitler did before World War II, which was there was so much opportunity if you just separate yourselves from these bad deals, right? Is what Trump was saying, and you control and pay attention to your own country instead of letting it be milked and the blood sucked out of it from the bankers. Then you can have successful people and bring the pride back to the people and get people employed and get people believing in decency, human decency. But when you're inundated by negative humanity, which negative humanity is something that's enjoyable, right? Which is maybe like smoking or doing a drug or pornography. And this thing is this, we humans have this side of us, of course, that's more degenerate. And then we have this other side of us that is far more positive, which wants to nurture families and humanity, and we want to care for one another. But the problem is the people that control our popular thinking, our media, they want to feed into the selfishness, they want to feed into perversion. And I know Wolf is very perverted, and Todd and all that, but I don't really have time to maybe when I get my health back, I'll be making fun again, I hope so, but I'm actually posting this on YouTube because I guess I have one strike left, I didn't know I could still post on YouTube, so I thought I would post some meaningful things, even though I'm fucking fucked up, which is okay. I'll be better. And so I want to just, my point of this video is to wake people up to the fact that whenever the dominance of the global economic control has ever been threatened, that domineering force, we'll just call it the IMF, the Federal Reserve, the Treasury, the people that control the machines that print the money, the control over the world, they lash out at whatever's threatening that hegemony over their power. And that's what you're seeing now, and that's why there's a war against humans. That's what this thing is. It's a war against you. It's a war against your freedom. It's a war against you enjoying yourself or going outside. And it's very predictable because it's because of technology. We had a Black Swan event that came out of technology, which was how to have a completely uncontrolled monetary system, which is what we have. And so what is it that's making that monetary system grow and flourish, which is out of the control of our controllers, and that is humans. And so, although Bitcoin is pseudo-anonymous, it's not controlled at any one point. You can do peer-to-peer transactions, so you can keep it completely anonymous. And if you want to know more about that, we can have conversations about that. There are other protocols like Monero and so forth, which are privacy-based. And I keep thinking and waiting for the time when large institutions and people alike start flooding into Monero, because it's a proof of work system. What I mean is those coins have value just like Bitcoin has value. It doesn't have an exact finite supply, but that's to pay the miners in the future. So I still think the value of Monero against Bitcoin and Satoshis will, over time, because of the environment in which we live, where our repressors are really pressing down on us and really trying to stop any sort of freedom, the number one thing they always come at is our freedom of money and freedom of, you know, if you can control one's money expenditures and so forth and know what they are doing, you can just completely control them, because money shows intent. It shows, it's a vote for what you believe in, and without total control over that, our repressors don't have total control. They still don't have total control. I've got my last strike here on YouTube. I hope I didn't say anything that would make them pull down my channel completely. I don't know if I like this video, but I'm kind of sick. I wish everyone well. You got to understand the thing that's happening, the scare, the global scare we're having. That's just, they are backed in a corner. They're losing their control. So they need to attack humanity itself, because humanity is what's making their loss of control exacerbate over time. Humanity understands and has a way now through decentralized currencies to give itself more freedom and control of its own life. And so this needs to be stopped. And so what better way to stop it than they're attacking us individually. I think it's really important to stick to your family, as weird as that sounds, and friends, and the people who you feel a kinship with, or people that you can trust. That's a tough go, and unfortunately, most people can't see through the problems that they've had with their own family members, because when our family members do something to us to hurt us, there's no one else that can do more damage to us than those people that we have put stock in. And our repressors, they focus on that. They are constantly trying to divide us, and we have to try to pull that back somehow. And a bit of tribalism and understanding of what we came from, both white and black, and all cultures, to look back and find the things to be proud of, and to be proud of oneself and be proud of one's family, and make the future good for our own particular tribe is very important. And to have, I mean, you could see, just look at what's been promoted and then do the opposite, and then you'll know how to proceed into the future and leave a better world when you're not here anymore. That's the goal, and it should be the goal, because you got nothing else. I mean, just making this experience as comfortable as possible for yourself isn't very, it's not very respectable, in my opinion. I think it's far more respectable to, we've lost our way, we've lost our values, and that's Christianity and so forth. They serve, you see that's served that purpose for so many years. It's filled that void. But Christianity has been usurped long ago by God's chosen people. I mean, they say it themselves. So, got God's chosen people running out of battery power. God's chosen people that have usurped humanity, and not humanity. Well, yeah, maybe. And that have usurped, for sure, religion, and that's been a long time plan. And so I hope people can revert back to, it doesn't mean you have to not do anything fun. It doesn't mean you have to be a Christian. I'm not a Christian. I'm an atheist, I suppose. Leaning towards Buddhist and Taoism. But you know, I'm just a believer in the sun and freedom and happiness, and treating people like you care about them, because you do. That's how things should be working here. Even this video where I've said nothing wrong could be pulled down, and my channel can be pulled off of YouTube for good. But I think this needs to be spoken, so what's the point? The point is, the reason why you're being attacked, the reason why it's more difficult to be free now, is because they're coming at your freedom. And this is well over 100 years of tribal warfare, and it's still alive and well. And the people that are in control right now are not a fan of you, even if you happen to be Jewish. Jewish people are under attack, especially in their own country. They're being forced to inoculate when they don't want to, and there's this massive separation of people who took this shot, this test shot. People who haven't, that are terrified that they're going to be forced to take it, and it looks like it's going that way. They're not allowing them to fly out of the country. So typically what happens in Israel happens in other places. So be prepared for that, and keep your eyes open on where it is in the world that maybe a human could live a better life, live amongst his own, and make a better future for his offspring, because this is how serious this is. This isn't about you or me. It's not about how cool we are. And there's always that, there's always that competition amongst us, that'll never go away. There's going to be competition amongst us, and that's just the way humans are built, which is a positive thing. But beyond that competition, beyond that winning and losing, or the perceived winning and losing, beyond our dislike or even hatred for our brother, we really have to, some people are more geared that way, to really care about them regardless of the brutal things that they've done to us. And maybe you could try to recognize the brutal things that you've done to them, and maybe that was just a reaction, but still it cuts just the same. So it's code red, it's code red. I don't care if they're loosening up the mask mandate or anything like that. This isn't going to stop. This is code red. And the more that the people in control, the more things calm down, the more the odds go up that they'll pull off some type of another false flag. Something horrible could happen, especially in the states where they're letting people be freer. because this goes far beyond the people that are in office now. This has been a process for over 100 years, especially with the Federal Reserve, to have complete control over humanity, and it really looks like they're getting close to having that now. And so look at your options and realistically look at yourself and think about what kind of, I don't want to say legacy, what kind of human you wanted to be. Take it all the way to the end, because we're going to the end. And now take it back from how much time you have left, and what sort of thing you want to leave for as an expression of your being here. What did you want to do, and what direction should we be going? If we don't have a direction, if our direction is simply self-indulgence and entertainment, that's very shallow. It's very shallow. So I hope people can look beyond that and understand that you're under attack because of decentralized currencies. And this isn't going to stop anytime soon. You're going to continue to be attacked. And look around the world and look at what places are dealing with this better. That's all I can recommend.